along with the awareness of concussion and the highlighting of it as an issue and the better treatment of it, has come these spate of retirements, because it is being treated more seriously, it's being spotted better. But there are questions over how Ryan was treated, because he was let on the pitch in the immediate aftermath of the blow that ultimately has led to his retirement, it seems.
Yeah, I think the word you used at the start was sad, and ultimately when you start off with this, it is very sad. And when you read the way Dominic Ryan spoke about it in his interview with John O'Sullivan on Saturday, he couldn't help but come away feeling sorry for him in terms of the amount he put into his career, and for it to be all taken away from him at 28 because of this injury is a terrible way for it all to end. And you know, he had a good innings. He felt he could have got more out of it, and he made a move to Leicester for a fresh start. And after a couple of games, that fresh start was taken away from him when he tried to tackle George North. Admitted himself, he got his head on the wrong side. All he was thinking of was trying to stop him from scoring a try. Got knocked out. It was diagnosed as being winded. He didn't do a HIA. He didn't do the return to play protocols. He played the following week, and it happened again. This time it was diagnosed, and from there, it's very well laid out in that piece about basically, you know, at that point he went into the proper kind of channels and was, you know, seeing a neurologist. You know, was given 12 weeks off when he came back. He still didn't feel right. Goes through, as John Fogarty, Bernard Jackman have done before, and others, the really dark side of it, you know, having to wear sunglasses indoors, you know, not feeling right when he was home at Christmas, not being able to, you know, communicate with his family the way he wanted to, you know, people starting to become worried about him, until he tries to come back against Castra. He gets knocked out from just a glancing blow at one stage, and he tries to come back against Castra. It just doesn't feel right, and ultimately is stood down for the rest of the season, loses his contract, and then goes to the neurologist, says, where do I stand? And the neurologist tells him, you shouldn't play again. So it is a story that we're more familiar with now than we ever were, which is a good thing in some ways, because the sport is trying to get to grips with it, and players are not being forced to play beyond when they should. But there is a worry in the way that it was handled, in the fact that it was missed, that it was seen as being winding. I mean, it was a massive thundering collision with George North. He would have been winded as well, but, you know, someone you'd hope should have spotted it. There are so many different things in place now. You know, clubs have it. I was just talking to someone this morning about the Pro 14 and Leinster and the Dragons this weekend, and all the clubs that are playing against each other, each will have a screen where they're watching for these things. They'll have an independent doctor at all the games. They're doing their best, and sometimes cases will slip through the net. No system is foolproof, but it is a worry, given all we know that it could have happened last season. Ultimately, it's a very sad story, and it's a cautionary tale, and I think it's one of those things that when people picked up that piece on Saturday and read about it, with parents who have kids playing the game, anyone who's going into the pro game, it was a pretty sobering read. Yeah, Eddie, that's the thing, when you read through the list of symptoms, and Rory's kind of laid some of them out there. You see sleepless nights, migraines that lasted